All right, nerds, get your pre-workout. We're looking at the most scientific gym ever. Okay, Jeff Nipard. We love him to death. Posted this video. He's got the most scientific gym ever in the world, according to science. Science says. So we're going to watch this video, and we're just going to see how sciencey is it really. Okay, so let's get into the science. Hope you brought your textbooks and whatnot, whatever. So here we go. Let's
For the last 2 years, I've been secretly building the most scientific gym on the planet.
It's really a blank slate, bro.
This ceiling light is gonna look so sick. I think it's really unique.
I don't think any of those clothes fits. Okay.
I think it gives a industrial.
Now, I realize I'm just being nitpicky at this point, but who picks out his outfits? Is he? I don't know, man. Jeff's great, right? Jeff's a great guy, helps a lot of people, but I'm just a hater, really. That's all. I'm just jealous, essentially, is what it is. But dang, Jeff, who dresses you, brother?
Techie type vibe. This is where I'll be training myself, but it's not just for lifting. It's actually a full-blown muscle research.
You see what I'm saying?
Facility.
He looks like he's about to be a referee in a soccer game or something.
So that now, in here,
That's
I'll
dope.
be able to do my own scientific experiments. I'm calling the entire place the Jeff Nipard Muscle Lab. And there are 4 rooms.
Jeff Nipard Muscle Lab. It's giving. I don't know if you've watched The Office before. You've seen the episode of The Office where Dwight builds his own gym in the basement of the office there, and he calls it like Dwight Schrute's Gym for Muscles or something like that. That's what it reminds me of.
Plus a lobby in the middle. There's a dark gym with more of the bodybuilding machines.
Ooh.
A light gym with more of the strength stuff. Room 3
Okay, a little dark side and light side. All right.
is a new podcast room. And then there's my personal favorite room. This is where all the real science will go down.
The science room.
And what's behind that door cost me over $300,000. And since
That's pretty dope. And honestly, from what? Oh wait, is it just what's behind the doors? 300,000? There's no way the whole gym is 300, right? I was gonna say, because if the whole gym is 300, I feel like that's a pretty sweet deal because the whole thing is pretty sick. But yeah, there's no way. It's just what's behind the door is 300, right? There's no way the whole thing is 300.
since it's the best part, by far, I'm gonna save it for last. So this is the lobby.
Okay.
Got this cut.
It's the secret at the end. There's a super secret thing that's $300,000 that we're going to find out at the end of the video. Okay. Well, don't worry. We're not going to watch the entire thing. And so at some point, I'm going to skip ahead and figure out what it is. So you won't have to wait the full time. Don't worry. I got you.
Custom art piece up here on the wall. We got the custom JN logo mat down here. And
Are we thinking-
here on the wall?
Are these
we got
real
the
plates or are
custom
these like the Brad Castleberry fake plate
JN
style?
logo mat down here. And behind this door is the dark side. Behind this door is the light side. Let's check out the light side first.
Ooh, fancy.
Before we go in, like before,
This is gym side 1. So this is going to be more of like a light toned gym. So it'll be a little bit brighter, a little more white.
and this is what it looks like now.
Man, that is sick. Truly. That is pretty awesome. And honestly, it's incredible that Jeff has come this far to the point where he can build this like crazy awesome gym. Really, I'm just jealous. Just jealous. That thing is sick.
Before we start the tour, I just want to make it clear that nothing in here was gifted or sponsored. I just picked out my favorite pieces from brands like Alico, Atlantis, Prime, even an old school Precor machine. So the first thing you see when you walk in is the deadlift platform. And
The only thing I'm not seeing though is like, where's all the weights? You know,
even an old
where's
school Precor
where's he
machine.
keeping all the
So
weights
the first
at,
thing you
brother?
see when
Like, shouldn't there be a big stack of plates somewhere? Like, there's no plates anywhere in this gym.
you walk in
Maybe
is
it's
the
not done.
deadlift platform. And now that I have this gym, I have been getting back into deadlifting more, but my main exercise for my legs right now is right over here around the corner.
the pendulum squat. And so
That's
if you
pretty
guys have
hot.
been watching me at all, you know that I'm a huge fan of pendulum squats.
That is pretty
and
hot. I wish my gym had a pendulum squat. Dude, my gym, right now the Smith machine isn't even a real Smith machine. It's one of the ones that goes in all different directions. So it's not like one continuous path of travel. So you really can't even do Smith machine stuff on it, right? Because the whole point of a Smith machine is that the bar is locked into one path of travel, right? And you can get under it. You kind of adjust your feet in a way where your torso is a lot more upright. And then you can take your glutes out of like a squat, for example, and really, pound in some upright, squats, but on the Smith machine, which I used to love doing. But now this gym that I'm in, man, it sucks because it's one of those things where the gym is so close. Man, it's like a 5 or 6 minute drive away, but it is just minimal, dude. It is minimal. They don't even have for leg curls. They have this machine where you have to do one side at a time. They don't have the dual side. Everything's so minimal, right? And there's like benches and squat racks and stuff. Like it's just enough equipment that it works, right? Like if there was one thing missing out of there, it would be the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I'm like, no, can't do it. Can't work out here anymore. But man, I wish they would just get like a huge donation from some millionaire so they can throw some equipment in there because that thing sucks. One day, boys, mark my words, okay? When I build the Danger Ranch, which I will build one day, the Danger Ranch will be a thing. And the Danger Ranch will have a private gym for the boys to come and lift at. And so just wait. Give me a couple years, okay? Give me a couple years.
It's a really good quad dominant squat because it is super hard in that bottom part of the range of motion.
That's nice.
This flat out.
That's a nice
also,
piece of equipment.
Check this out. I got my very own Jeff Nipard Muscle Lab plates. They're not all in yet, but I don't know. I just love the look of these. Speaking of the quads, this is a very, very close second. So this is a prime leg extension machine. And the thing I love about this one is that depending on where you load these plates, you can emphasize different aspects of the range of motion. So if I load the plates...
I don't know why, but just in this picture, he looks like a kid at a doctor's office waiting to be seen. I don't know. I love you, Jeff. I'm sorry.
Plates, you can emphasize different...
I think what Greg Doucette did recently with all that other crap I covered, lately with the whole Hussein fart had and whatever, they really did Jeff dirty, okay? And Jeff's a good guy. Jeff seems like a really good dude. I like him. I'd love to. I would work out with you, Jeff. That'd be awesome.
Aspects of the range of motion. So if I load the plate down here, okay, on the bottom, it's going to feel really hard in the squeeze. So it's going to get harder as you get to the lockout.
Oh, that's fancy.
If you load it in the middle,
Man,
it's going to feel harder in the middle.
Cool.
And then if you load it on the top, it's going to feel hardest in the stretch.
All right,
So
maybe this gym
when
is
I do
pretty
this, I normally
sciencey,
load
okay?
2 plates on top,
So
2
far,
plates in the middle.
if I could rate this gym from a scale of 1 to science right now, I think we're sitting at a solid 6.9. Okay, but I think maybe we'll go on a little bit more in this video. We might be able to get it up to a 9.5. Right? Who knows? We'll see.
And that'll usually do me for around 10 reps. And not only that, this is the only leg extension machine that I've seen that has this deep of a knee angle. So you can get way deeper
That's
here
pretty nice.
than you can on any other leg extension I've ever seen, especially if you set the seat back. This is hip abduction, hip adduction machines. I actually had Jesse James Weston here yesterday, and I was telling him that you can set the seat forward if you want to get a little bit more of a stretch. You can set the seat back if you want to improve the angle of the glute medius fibers a little bit better.
You got to get the medius, right? You got to get the gluteus medius. These I actually added in lately.
You can set it in here. You can do your hip abductions for the glutes. If you set
Not
it out
those.
here, you can do your hip adductions for the inner.
These. I added these in recently. I did not do them for years, right? I don't know if this is adductors or abductors, whatever. I'm stupid, okay? What do I know? I'm just a random dad bod, okay? I started doing these recently, and I think it's really helped my legs like blow up. I think that's why one of the reasons why I've gained 1.5 inches around my leg since the beginning of June. So 4 months. Okay, my legs have seen incredible progress, and I think it's because I started doing these. I don't know abductors, adductors, whatever. I call them good girls, right? Good girls are the ones where you close your legs. Bad girls are the ones where you open your legs. And I just found out recently that that's not universally known and accepted. I thought I thought this was called the good girl, bad girl machine. Like I didn't know there was other alternate names for this exercise. Like I thought that was it. But no, it turns out not everybody knows what you're talking about when you say you're doing good girls. But man, I started adding those in the inner thighs, crazy pump nasties. Really added some thickness. My thighs rubbed together like crazy. Like every time we go on a walk in the neighborhood with the family now, dude, I'm chafing. My inner thighs are chafing. Okay, it's wild times.
Inner thighs.
Anyways, I say all that to say, don't skip on these. Don't skip on those exercises. Make sure you add them into your leg day.
All right, hamstrings. This is by far my favorite lying leg curl machine on the planet.
That's
and
nice.
The reason for that is this angle right here. This is pretty much the closest to a seated leg curl that you can get in a lying leg curl.
Boy, all caked up. Look at that thing.
So it's like, oh, why didn't you just get a seated leg curl? Well, I did get a seated leg curl too, but there's something about lying down, honestly, at the start of a workout that just feels better to me. And you get so at the start of a
Wish
workout.
they could, zoom in a little here. We need to get a more enhanced view on the gluteus. Excellent gluteus, Jeff. Oh, I really would like to zoom in on that. Nice.
That just feels better to me. And you get so deep on this that it almost feels like your leg is going to snap in half. And I mean that in the best possible way. It is just an awesome machine.
And like with all Prime machines, depending on where you set the cam, you can overload different aspects of the range of motion. I usually set it here,
What?
in between
Dude, I didn't
that
even know
stretch
machines.
setting and
I didn't even know machines got this good. I've been working out in poverty gyms my entire life. Apparently, these things are insane. I didn't even know they got like this.
the mid-range setting.
All right, leg
What
press.
else we got in here?
So this is actually a fancy leg press. So most leg presses
What sort of
row.
torture
And
device
so
is
just
this
like
thing?
with the leg extension, depending on where you load the plates, you can overload different aspects of the range of motion. So if you load the plates on the bottom, you can overload the squeeze. Load
All
them
right,
in the
I'm
middle,
super jelly.
Load that mid part of the range. Load them up
That
on
thing
top,
is
and you'll
sweet.
get more tension in the stretch. Absolutely love this one. Over here, we've got another T-bar row. I'm still trying to find a home for this one, but I don't know. There's something about
Again, where's all the weights around? Everything is empty. Maybe it's because he's just like getting the gym.
in the stretch.
Maybe the gym just started and getting set up, but I don't see any plates anywhere. Like you'd think, if I was gonna spend this much money on a gym, I don't even know. Lord only knows. With that one room costing $300,000, this has got to be $1 million gym, right? Which honestly kind of makes me want to vomit. Even hypothesizing, guessing that this gym probably costs close to $1 million makes me want to throw up. But if I was going to build $1 million gym, I'd have plates. Obviously I wouldn't be re-racking my own weights. Maybe I'd hire a butler to go in and move all the weights around. I'd either do that or just leave, buy plenty of extras and leave weights on anything. True story. I was on this work trip where was this? It was Ecuador. I think it was Ecuador a couple years ago. Not a couple years ago, probably 2017. I was in Ecuador and I was in this sick gym. And this gym in the hotel, there was a guy working there, like working at the front counter. Super nice guy. Didn't really speak much English, but he was great. And he would like follow you around and like he literally just followed me around, like wipe down everything like as soon as I'm done. And he would, like rack and re-rack the weights for you. Dude, he was so nice. Excellent gym attendant, just so polite. Re-racking everything, man. He would go and fill up my water for me. And it's not like I wasn't asking him to do this stuff. This was like, This is just what he did. This was a really nice hotel, and I was there for like 10 days. So me and him got to spend a lot of time together, and cool guy. I hope he's well, genuinely. I hope he's
Absolutely
doing
love
really
this
good.
one. Over here, we've got another T-bar row. I'm still trying to find a home for this one.
You know, actually, that reminds me. Another gym story. This was even longer ago, 2014. This was probably the coolest hotel gym, probably the best hotel gym I've ever been to. I was on another work trip in Ethiopia. And again, we were in Ethiopia for about 10 days, 10 or 11 days. And the gym there, it was crazy. It was like an all-metal gym. Definitely the best hotel gym I've ever been to, maybe even one of the best gyms I've ever been to. But just imagine, again, this was 2014, but imagine like you took one of the golden era gyms that like you see Arnold Schwarzenegger in, and everything's like metal and metal plates and everything, and put that in a time capsule, and then open up that time capsule in 2014 and put that gym inside of a hotel in Ethiopia. And that's what it was. The gym was incredible. It was like, it looked like everything was antique, but it was like nice. It was in good shape. But yeah, that guy and the guy working there, also super cool dude. Yeah, the people of Ethiopia, very nice. The people there are very, very friendly. But that gym was excellent. Not as nice as this, and you couldn't drink the water there, but it was pretty cool.
But I don't know, there's something about like the angle and the size of this, the way that the handles flare out, it just works super well for my body. Right here, so most people think this is a lower back exercise, right? After all, it is called a 45-degree lower back exercise.
Okay, one thing, Jeffrey, we got this. Oh, never mind. Okay, I thought these were plates under there. But it looks like just the pads built into the machine. I thought he had some ghetto rig set up there where he had like little 2.5-pound plates under this thing to balance it.
It's a lower back exercise, right? After all, it is called a 45-degree lower back extension. But I actually think this is much better as a glute exercise. And so all you need to do to turn this into a fantastic glute builder is
really, the camera guy is really zooming in on the glutes there. Thank you so much for that fantastic camera work. What would we do without these angles?
To turn this into a
and
fantastic glute builder,
the coloration on there. The coloration they added on there in post really enhances the glute viewing
that'll force your glutes to handle more of the hip extension. Like I've been doing this every week on one of my leg days, and I'll just do 12 to 15 reps with a plate held to my chest, and you will feel the craziest mind-muscle connection with your glutes doing this. So if you sleep
no joke, I actually recently started doing these as well, and I really think it helps with just like lower back tightness, especially if you're watching this and you're kind of like an old guy like me, like I'm 35. Definitely, these help a lot. Just keeping everything loosey and goosey, right? Loosey goosey. Super big help. I have so much tightness and tension in my lower back. And, just a lot of pain in general down there, right? Military and just being old. It is what it is. I try to get by. But definitely those help, just kind of make things a little bit more manageable. So give those a try. If you don't ever do those, thing is, I stayed away from like lower back exercises. Like I didn't want to do anything for my lower back because I had so much lower back pain. I was like, if I work out my lower back, well, then it's going to hurt more. Right? Because I don't want to work it out and then get an injury. But really, I think I kind of overdid that so far in the other way, where I avoided anything that was like lower back work in fear of injuring it, that I let those muscles get kind of weak. Right? So I think even doing something just body weight style, body weight where there's really no chance of hurting yourself, is going to help strengthen those muscles up a little bit and help out with tightness and tension and pain and stuff like that.
On the 45-degree back extension for glute growth, it's time to wake up. Let me show you guys some shoulder stuff. Let's go here first. So this is a shoulder press machine, and some of you guys might be wondering, well, Jeff, why did you get a shoulder press machine? Doesn't that only hit your front delts, and don't your front delts get all the work they need from bench press, and shouldn't you focus more on your side delts?
No, and no, and I think that's what he's about to say.
Well,
The other day, I busted out one of the many new scientific tools from the research room with my friend Will, where we hooked electrodes up to his front delts, side delts, and rear delts, and measured muscle activation of all three
Oh,
heads.
this is actually pretty cool. I'm actually pretty interested in this because I've been wondering this as well. You know, trying to work on my delts a lot, and I always wonder, you know, are raises the best thing to do? Like, I think, you know, maybe I think it's got to be some kind of press, and I think you can notice it, right? Like if you press, I think it has a lot to do with your elbow movement, your elbow placement, right? If you do a press with your elbows in front of you, I think it is going to work a lot more front delts. I mean, just put your hand on your delt and you can feel it. But if your arms are more farther out, you know, I think that's obviously going to work more of your side delts. So
Heads on my
I'm
new
super
shoulder
curious to
press
see what
machine.
happens here.
The results really surprised me.
what we found was super high activation in the front delts, as you'd expect. Super low activation in the rear delts, as you'd expect.
Rip.
But also super high activation in the side delts.
You actually had more lateral than front on the shoulder press.
Huh.
What? That's insane, because as soon as I stopped the set, I'm like, my side delt's pumped.
Yeah.
Then I hooked the electrodes up to myself and got my own measurements and found the exact same thing. So I'm not saying that that's conclusive.
Oh, look at that. Will's got more zappy zaps than Jeff. But either way, okay, like side pressing. Let's see how they're kind of doing it here,
And
right?
got my own
Yeah, okay. Elbows out, doing some pressing. That's a face and a half.
measurements and found the exact same thing. So I'm not saying that that's conclusive by any means, but it seems that
Man, and this is another thing, you know, not saying it's conclusive by any means. And sure, true that. And thing is, I have a lot of people who ask me, like, you know, am I doing this the right way? Right? They ask me in the gym, like, you know, am I doing this right? Or like, does this work for this? It's like, well, can you feel it? Right? And that, to me, I think that's the ultimate test, right? And maybe this is kind of arrogant of me to say that, but I think that's the better than any study or what people, you know, any sort of comparison or anything like that. If you do a particular exercise and you really feel it in a good way, then I think that's, you know, maybe that's the best one, right? I think that's the way you should do it. I think that's the way you should approach a lot of things. You know, a lot of different workouts. Which shoulder press variation is the best for you? The one that doesn't hurt and the one where you feel your delts working the most, right? Call me crazy. I think
at least
I just have a more simpler, you know, more simpler. Jesus, I sound like a dummy. What a dumbass. Okay, I have a much more simple approach to looking at all these things with working out and stuff.
for Will and me, a shoulder press is not just a front delt exercise. It seems to also really activate the side delts, at least more than what most people think. So I'm actually a fan
Jeff's
of
is
including a
ripped.
vertical press. Also for shoulders, I've got this standing Atlantis lateral raise machine over here. This is one of my favorites. Super smooth, such a great range of motion, and just a really
Something about the way, again, I love
Here,
Jeff, right?
this is one of
Jeff's
my
a great
favorite-
guy. But something about the way he looks when he's working out, he just always looks like he's like a kid in a doctor's office. I don't know, like waiting for an appointment. That's all I can think.
smooth, such a great range of motion, and just a really good alternative to cables or dumbbells. Will and I also did a little experiment for the rear delts. So we came over here and
Hey, I
we
love me
did
some good rear delts.
reverse pec deck. But if you guys are regular viewers, you'll know that I don't love to do these facing the machine like this. I prefer to sit more to the side, and that way I can get such a better range of motion for my rear delts. You know, if you face the machine, you're really only able to do half reps.
Please tell me you hooked up the Zappy Zap machine to your deltoids, Jeff. Tell me.
Because the full range of motion for your rear delts is from here all the way back to here. And so if you're facing the machine, you're only getting this aspect. It would be like doing bicep curls only in the top half and completely cutting out the bottom. So that's how I modify this. And when we did that and we measured muscle activation, we did see super high rear delt activation as you'd expect. But also I found it interesting. There was very little side delt activation on this and basically no front delt activation.
I mean, that makes
So,
sense.
Yeah, really good
That's about what I would expect. Okay, so yeah, that works.
rear delt isolation exercise if you're looking to bring up your rear delts. Okay, we've got a lat pull down, pretty standard here, really smooth. Over here, we've got a seated cable row, and what I like about this one is This distance right here, what that allows me to do is get a super deep
All right,
stretch
that's pretty
in
cool.
my
All right,
lats.
I'm gonna
Over
skip
here,
ahead.
back to chest.
We're gonna go to the
test things out
$300,000
myself.
room.
Right now, I'm testing if I can get to single digits body fat,
We're gonna
hormone
find-
levels in every body fat and lean using the tools in this lab. This is a top-of-the-line DEXA machine for
Do they come with
everything
his,
all year without going crazy.
do they come
And I'm
with his
measuring
gym?
single digits work. Or how about this? What if I took an enhanced bodybuilder and told him to stop? Got it.
I still need to show you guys the real
Here we go.
purpose
Here we go.
behind
Show
this
us the-
entire project.
Show us the muscle lab, Jeff.
This is going to be the lab. Probably like some kind of muscle mannequin right here. And then I think I'm going to put a sign that says Jeff Nipard Muscle Lab. This room over here is the Jeff Nipard Muscle Lab.
The $300,000 room. I think it's got to be more than that. Looking at this stuff, right? I think 300,000 is low.
There are so many fitness questions I want to answer here. Like,
What if I took a set of twins and I had one twin eat a junk
Hey, who doesn't love a good set of twins? Am I right?
food only diet and the other twin eat a
I'm 5.
clean food only diet? What would happen to their body fat and their blood work? Or how about this?
That is such a great experiment. I would love to see somebody do that. I want to see. I would love that. That would be so cool. If you take two people, right, twins, because most likely closest genetics, right? Take two people. One of them, like 200 above maintenance calories, whatever you think maintenance is, or 400 above maintenance or whatever, and like super slow, strict, whatever. And then you have another guy who dirty bulks and just ego lifts. Like that would be so sweet to do a comparison.
This. What if I took an enhanced bodybuilder and told them to stop taking steroids for 6 months, but keep their training and diet exactly the same? How much muscle would they lose? I'm also excited to test things out on myself. Right now, I'm testing if I can get to single digits body fat and actually maintain it all year without going crazy. And I'm measuring my body fat, muscle, hormone levels, and everything else using the tools in this lab. This is a top-of-the-line DEXA machine
All right, Jeff, I see you.
for measuring body fat and lean mass. Some DEXAs are less precise, but this one has an error margin of around 0.5%.
At my latest check-in for my fat loss experiment, my DEXA scan came back with a body fat percentage of 10.3%. So if I lose anything more than 0.5% body fat from here, this DEXA will be able to accurately
All right.
pick it up.
And DEXA is great for tracking fat loss, but for the muscle building experiments I want to do, it's not quite accurate enough. So I also got this brand new ultrasound machine which can measure muscle thickness directly. I want to do an arm experiment where I train one bicep normally, twice a week, but I train my other bicep every single day for 30 days.
That's
Using
savage.
the ultrasound,
I always think about like wanting to do some kind of experiment like that, but I'm always worried that one will work like a lot better than the other way, and then you'll be a misshapen, hideous beast.
I'll be able to measure down to the millimeter which arm grows better. So if you take this ultrasound probe, gel it up, and put it on the muscle, it'll show you exactly what's happening on the inside and how well it's growing over time. So up here on top, there's a layer of skin, and there's a thin layer of fat, and all of this
There's no way this room was only $300,000. Okay, he's got an ultrasound machine and a DEXA scan machine and a whole bunch of other stuff.
is the actual biceps muscle tissue, and below that is the bone. We're gonna be able to do really high quality studies that I definitely wanna get peer reviewed and published. This isn't just for experiments on YouTube.
You know what? Good for him. And again, like I said, I'm just a hater and make fun of Jeff's outfits a little bit because he looks like a referee, but good for him. Congratulations to him for making it that far and being able to get such an incredible gym. Man, that is fantastic, awesome. And it's nice to see that it looks, for the most part, that I think that he genuinely wants to contribute something positive to like the fitness, scientific community and stuff. So, good on him. I'm glad that he's not just making YouTube. I hope he figures something out, right? I'm going to keep my eye on Jeff Nipard here because, like I said, that's great. I think it's fantastic that he's really looking to figure out the secret, right? We're all trying to just get bigger muscles. How do you do it, right? It would be kind of funny though if he did all this stuff just to find out that the key is actually dirty bulking and ego lifting. That would be kind of funny. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Go check it out. I'll have the link to this one down in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.